on StubHub. Virtual Saturday selections brought to you by Chevrolet. ESPN.com, search Chevrolet. Our tradition of celebrity guest pickers began with Auburn at Tennessee in 2004 when Sir Charles came on and predicted, boom, a big Auburn victory. You were right that day.
And it's going to be another big one today.
All right, we'll wait for that in a second. I know you spoke to the Auburn team. We'll begin with the game that's about to happen on ESPN. The beleaguered, embattled Gators, 4 touchdown dogs against Florida State.
Well, I think that's going to be a very interesting game for the simple fact I want to see if Florida going to play. You know, when your coach is under the gun like that, you lose to a Division AA school last week, they got to come out and play. You got to have some pride. I think Florida's going to play well today.
But?
Oh, they're going to get beat. But I think they're going to play well.
Okay, that's an excellent evaluation. I agree with you. The Gators are closer than the extras think.
I think the defense is going to compete. I mean, there's nobody in the ACC that can have the kind of athletic ability that Florida has. But at the end of the day, Jameis Winston and the leadership, again, I've been saying it all year, of that defense will be the difference in the game.
Another undefeated team, big favorite against their rival on the road in 7 minutes on ABC. Ohio State at Michigan.
Well, I think Ohio State's going to win the game, but when you play a rivalry game on the road, anything can happen. But Ohio State's a better team. It's going to be competitive.
Close game.
Close game.
What? Exactly. Watch out. Big Blue is ready. Ohio State closer than the extras.
Yeah, I think the first half, I think it's going to be a lot of emotion. It'll be a rivalry game on the road. Second half, I just don't think Michigan has the line to be able to compete with Ohio State. Braxton Miller, Carlos Hyde make too many plays. Buckeyes beat Michigan.
Bucknuts fans bought up a bunch of tickets in the Big House. A lot of scarlet and gray with Wolverine fans bailing. In hoops, Duke, Carolina, obviously a monster game. In football, it's big this year. Can Duke win the division?
They're not going to win today. Coach Cutcliffe has had a monster year. You know, he's probably going to get Coach of the Year if Gus doesn't get it. He's had a monster year. But North Carolina's played well the last 6 weeks. North Carolina will win that game today.
For a basketball guy, you know football. I'll tell you that. North Carolina wins.
How about this new quarterback for North Carolina, Marquise Williams? I think he's the difference in this football game. I think his ability to run and throw leads the Tar Heels to a win. And Virginia Tech into the ACC championship.
Hunger and desperation, Charles, for Clemson to beat South Carolina. Lost to them 4 times in a row. It's at Williams-Brice.
Well, we're going to make it an even 5. Steve Spurrier, one of my favorite coaches, they're not going to go to South Carolina and win. South Carolina wins that game.
He's amazing, the guy. Hey, Shaw has won 16-0 at home. So South Carolina will win it.
College football junkie.
He is.
He can tell.
And no notes.
No. He doesn't need notes. I'm going to say I agree. Connor Shaw will be a difference, but I also think after all the hype about Clowney and Taj Boyd, Clemson comes out swinging early, but at the end, there's just too much athletic ability. South Carolina at home won't be stopped.
Notre Dame on the road. They're shorthanded, 4 defensive starters, a couple suspensions, a couple injuries, Charles. Stanford wants payback for last year.
Well, Stanford represents everything that's great about college athletics, academics, and athletic performance. Stanford wins that game.
All right.
Stanford.
Enough said. Yeah, and I think Stanford wants to continue momentum building towards a Pac-12 championship game. I agree. The defense will be stifling, and they're going to get the offense going. I like Stanford.
It's the primetime game on ESPN. You're calling the game with Brent Kirk, so no pick there. But A&M against Missouri, Charles. It's all on the line for the Tigers. Win it, they win the SEC East.
I think that Missouri wins because I think that Texas A&M is checked out.
Really?
I think they know that Johnny Manziel is going to go pro. They're trying not to get hurt. Missouri wins the game.
They checked out. No,
I wish
strong words.
Strong. I wish I could say that. Missouri's going to win. But he just says
a lot of agreement.
Yeah. Yes,
there's a lot.
That's why he's won
the victory belt. USC comes in as the favorite at home. UCLA. A question of whether they had their hearts ripped out last week.
Well, let me tell you this. The one thing, I'm pulling Coach Orgeron. Orgeron. He deserves that job. He's not the sexy pick. I'm going to pull for USC, so I hope he gets that job.
All right. We're exactly the same in all picks. Charles Barkley, great job.
I'm going to go USC. I'm going to go USC as well. They're healthy. They can throw the football. They can run the ball. Clay Helton's doing a great job of calling plays. SC gets it done. That's going to be a close, competitive game, though.
There's still one more chance for Charles Barkley. That's the game right here. Alabama and Auburn. Acrimony and animosity. It would be big if there were no titles or trophies on the line, but of course today there are.
A lot of tradition to this rivalry because the game has been a meaningful game through the years to a lot of people, you know, in this state, and it's sort of developed a national prominence because the game has been meaningful.
When you add the fact that the winner goes to the SEC championship game, it doesn't get much bigger than this.
A chance to play in the SEC championship. But we look at every week like that. Everybody's gunning for it.
We feel like that we can still possibly get to the national championship.
We like brothers that don't like each other. We right down the road from each other.
The SEC West, of course, and really an opportunity, you know, to really go all the way.
Adding all these other things to it, as far as the SEC championship and a potential BCS championship, it just makes it that much better, whoever wins this game.
Kirk, so far no one has yet called for the big rivalry Saturday upset anywhere around the country.
Well, this game's being played at Jordan-Hare. Auburn's had 2 weeks to get their defense ready for A.J. McCarron. They've had 2 weeks for Gus Malzahn to come up with a way to try to not be one-dimensional and throw the football. But at the end of the day, A.J. McCarron and his passing will be the difference. You like that? His passing is the difference in this game. I like Alabama.
He raises the other team, picks the other team. That's the way we do it.
Not so fast.
Yeah, it's a way.
Listen, the difference in the game, it's got to be Nick Marshall passing the ball.
Yep.
Auburn's been one-dimensional pretty much all season, but Nick Marshall's going to come up big, and first of all, it's not going to be an upset.
Okay, all right.
You better not pick Bam after giving the pregame speech. So I just say, Mr. Corso.
Yes, all right.
8-game winning streak.
8 games, all right. I've already picked Alabama 2 times this year.
Yep.
And they won both times.
How about that?
But I picked the underdog at home 2 weeks in a row.
You have.
You sure have.
And they have won.
Yes.
You're on fire.
Who is the home underdog this week?
Auburn Tigers.
Oh, Auburn Tigers.
3 in a row.
Right, right.
3 in a row.
This is the only school that has a mascot head that won't let me put it on my head.
They won't.
No, he won't let me
Aubie
put it
will
in.
not give up.
That's right. They won't let. So, Charles, I got another idea for you.
Yes, sir.
Play my song.
Your song. He doesn't know Leonard Skinner even does it.
Give me that again. Roll Tide!
Charles. Can you come to Auburn and say roll tide? Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you for having me.
Enjoy your rivalry Saturday. Ohio State, Michigan on ABC. Dave Patch and Brian Greasy, the Seminoles and the Gators in Gainesville.
What a shock.